Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to WaterBaby Tarot presented by BOMISpirit. So I'm doing an energy shift reading today. I debated how I wanted to do energy shift readings for this week because we had Neptune going retrograde on the 23rd, Venus going direct in Gemini 25th, and then 27th Mars goes into Aries. That's a lot of shifts in 1 week. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to do separate shift readings for every single one. I'll like do it right in the middle, especially because with Venus going direct, it's just that direct energy that we're going to be really feeling. We've been feeling Venus Gemini for a while, and then it's going to be shifting into Cancer at the end of July anyway. And like I've been saying, this summer is really like just a big fat Cancer season. I did the Leo reading for the monthly, Mercury retrograde. Really, my vocabulary is like so diminished right now. I feel so inarticulate. But anyway, like I've been saying, and I talked about this a little bit in the Leo monthly reading I did on Patreon for July, that even like Leo season doesn't feel very Leo-y. It's like we're gonna have the sun and moon in Leo like at some given point during that season, and then Mercury is gonna hit Leo like in August, but then that's kind of it. It's like I kind of felt bad for my Leos when I did their reading. But anyway, I'm babbling and rambling, so let's go ahead and just get into this. I was picking up on a push forward, and which makes sense with Venus going direct, but it's nice though. It's like there's a shove forward that we're going to be feeling. It's like it's going to feel a little bit like it's out of our control. Like my speech. It's going to feel like it's a little bit out of our control, like almost like this shove into our heart spaces, shoving into a loving frequency, and really having to feel a lot of stuff. And like we've had waves of this for 2020. It's been a little up and down, ebb and flow to that. Now I was getting though that those who've been resisting this kind of frequency, because some of us have been trying to embrace that, trying to embody that in order to hit the higher frequency, for some of us to ascend, for some of us to really integrate into the new earth frequency. If you are very new to the community, if you've just woken up, some of these terms might sound like, what is she talking about? That's okay. It's going to make sense to you later. Okay. But I'm talking to a really mixed group of people here. So hang in there with me. It will make sense. I promise. Eventually, if it's not making sense right now. So some of us have been really embracing that kind of frequency. Love, unconditional love, compassion, living in the now, joy, and really choosing to be happy and really feeling very grateful for where we are and what we have and who we are, right? So a lot of us have been embracing that, but there are some people who haven't been, particularly those who are asleep. So those who are asleep, those who are like very much like running off of just like their ego, like reptile brain, right? Those who are functioning that way, it's gonna feel claustrophobic. It's gonna feel like, even when I tap into it, it doesn't feel very good. Almost like there's like a caving in kind of happening. And so they're not going to be dealing with this very well. Okay. There's going to be some lashing out. There's going to be some aggression. And you might even see this when you're out in public. I actually saw a little bit of it today and I was like, oh my. It's like, oh, that's fascinating. So something to mention with this week in particular, I talked about this in the New Moon Cancer video that I did. The 26th and the 27th, Mars, right before it shifts into Aries, is going to be square the nodal axis, okay? The nodal axis affects us individually, of course, and the collective, but it does affect the collective as far as like what lessons we all need to learn, right? What we're going to be feeling pressure-wise as a collective, okay? Now, with Mars squaring the nodal axis, it's going to cause a lot of tension, a lot of volatility. And like I said, when we start to feel like the cave-in, for those who've been resisting the loving, compassionate, yummy frequency, we'll just call it the yummy frequency, they're going to start acting out. They're going to start like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? What is this? It's going to feel like their world is caving in on them, even if nothing's really happening. It's just going to have that energy of pressure of something's ending, something is being shattered and it's programming, basically, is what's happening. But there's going to be lashing out. There's going to be arguments. So just be very aware that we might see that come out in the collective, or even when you're out in public, you might see that. You might even feel that, especially if you're really sensitive, okay? Just really want to point that out, but it's already happening. I'm already feeling the building up of energy. Like I said, I've already seen some stuff. It's like, oh, I'm going to stay inside for a couple days. Anyway, so the energy shift that I'm focusing in on right now is going to be for Neptune retrograde and Venus going direct. And like I said, in a few days, Mars is moving into Aries, and I'll do another shift after that, because that particular shift is going to impact us for quite a long time. And it's going to be really pivotal for the rest of the year. And I kind of wanted to do that separate, okay? But let's go ahead and just dive right in and do some cards. Before we get there, sorry, they have more they want me to say. hidden temptation. I'm also getting hidden resentments. It's almost like, how do I say this? It's almost like the things that are very appealing, that feel really good. I guess that is very much Venus. Like Venus is intoxication. It's the things that make us feel really damn good in a physical way, emotional way, which is why, you know, love is thrown in there with Venus, but so is indulgence, right? And we have Neptune retrograding. So I'm kind of not surprised this just came up, but the way we've suppressed our desires and the things that we're tempted by, right? Whether it's for like the positive or negative, everything in moderation, that's going to be coming out. It's going to be really hard to ignore the things that we desire that we don't allow ourselves to indulge in. All right, so watch the indulgence, watch the shopping, watch the eating, and all other things that feel really good that maybe we should be doing in moderation. Yeah, that's what they're telling me, like the hidden cravings, the hidden temptations, the hidden intoxication stuff that we love to indulge in. We're going to have a hard time holding back on that. Makes sense with these two aspects happening. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to use, actually I'm going to use Radiant Wise. Let's do Radiant Wise. I feel like doing two spreads today, so I'm going to do one that's just straight tarot, and then I'm going to do one using oracle cards. Any messages for the collective, please? This is a collective reading. I'm not doing sign readings when I do energy shifts. I got a lot of new people, and I feel the need to really clarify. I do check-ins for the signs at least once a month, and if I have the energy and space and time, then I do more than that. But I do the check-ins as I feel they are necessary, okay? Those are not on the schedule. But the energy shift readings I always like to do, and they are collective, okay? Now, of course, when any shift happens, you always check your own chart. Check your houses for where that planet is moving through, how to see how it's going to affect you personally, okay? All right. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of lack of self-control. I'm getting a lot of wanting to run on impulse. Oh man, this is going to be intense. I feel a lot of wanting to run off of impulses. Don't indulge every impulse. I gotta say that. Don't indulge every impulse, because, you know, some impulses are not exactly, you know, appropriate. I'll say it that way. Appropriate or for our highest good either. Especially, okay, they're talking about anger. Yeah, especially if you're confronted with a lot of anger, or you're getting a lot of, like, or you have like a lot of anger building up. I feel like this is relating to masculine energy, which is within all of us, not just males, but it's within all of us. Of course, this will play out within our dynamics. Again, whatever's going on internally, we experience externally as well with people around us. But I'm getting anger. I'm getting anger very specifically. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? So we're probably touching a little bit on Mars going into Aries. It's already been in the pre-shadow for that shift anyway. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? One more. Okay. Any messages for the collective? I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. We don't have any cards out here. They're just showing it to me. But I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. That can be a very passionate, fiery, kind of fun energy. It's like that's somebody who can attract a lot. Like that's someone who can also manifest, also known as the mystic, or somebody who is just incredibly attractive. But I'm feeling this like attracting a lot of attention, or attracting a lot of attention, or attracting a lot of energies or a lot of people. This is sparking jealousy for some people. Jesus, all these downloads. So if you're a Queen of Wands, people around you could be jealous that you're attracting so much energy or attention, okay? Or if you know a Queen of Wands, you might start to feel jealous all of a sudden for no apparent reason. We're going to be dealing with a lot of shadow and distorted energies coming up. Shadows aren't bad. Shadow just encompasses what we are not aware of, things that are aspects of ourselves or even the collective that we're not only not aware of, but like not really, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't know they're lurking. Don't know they're lurking there. Oh, Lordy. Also, the shadow encompasses our wounds and pains and all of that stuff too. And the parts of ourselves that are a little bit more about our dark side, so to speak. And like dark energy is not bad. Dark energy is meant to destroy and destruct, which you need to do in order to create. And I used to talk about that a lot. But those energies are going to be coming up, and it's kind of priming us for the peak of Capricorn energy that we're going to be feeling the beginning of July. Okay, that's going to be the very first week with the eclipse and Saturn going retrograding back into Capricorn to that last critical degree. That's going to be very climactic for what is building up right now this week. Anyway, back to it. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? I did just hear there's beauty in the world. I think that's a reminder to hold on to that. Hold on to that during the chaotic times. There is beauty in the world. Again, I feel like that's more of the shoving forward, like being shoved into like loving frequency, being shoved into high vibe energy. Of course, as you guys know, a lot of people have been ascending to and integrating into the new frequency. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? We don't have any cards out yet. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Yeah, they're really telling me indulging in impulses is going to be the biggest challenge, because people will be doing it. People around us will be indulging in their impulses, whether it's just cravings or even like anger and like that kind of violent impulse. Very primitive impulses is also what they're telling me. That could also be very sexual. Do get a lot of like sexual energy with that as well. I mean, kind of, not to go there, that's a different video, but anger and sex, there's kind of like a fine line between the two, but let's not go there. Let's not go there. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? All right, let's see what we got. Wow. Wow, I feel major resistance here. Chariot in reverse, Cancerian energy with the world, fixed energy, so Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, also Saturn, which rules Capricorn. This is the resistance that I was picking up on. I'm not walking through that portal. I'm not going to be shoved into that frequency of love. Don't make me, don't make me, don't make me, don't make me. Yeah, this is where I'm feeling the crumbling. As far as the tower is not here, because that's how it feels to me, almost like suffocating. Things are falling apart around me. Oh my God, what I've known to be as my reality is not my reality, or is not reality. I don't want to leave this. I don't want to leave this. It's very panicky, and it's going to come out as anger. But yeah, it's like, and this could even relate to Lionsgate. Lionsgate's coming up not too far away, but yeah, it's like this shove forward into the next phase, into the next cycle. Major resistance to that. Let's see what else we have here. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Whew, Ace of Wands. Why do I feel like this is all the impulse? All of our desires and temptations and the things that, like, you know, really get us going and get us inspired, get us motivated, like that sort of energy. It feels very sexual, I gotta be honest. It feels very sexual to me. Well, Venus is going direct, but, and then of course with with Neptune retrograding in home in Pisces, that there's also that like indulgence and wanting to feel good. Neptune is all about feeling good as well. So you got two planets that like to feel good that are shifting. This is so crazy. It's like, it feels really good to be shoved into this frequency. But again, there are people that will be resisting it. Okay. And those of you that are not, be prepared to feel, I do feel like you might feel attacked by people who are resisting, because they see that you're just like, you're in it and you're like basically embodying what they're being pressured to embody, and it's going to trigger them and they won't even know why. They won't even know why. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Okay. Wow, just 3 cards? Ooh, I like it. We can really get deep into this one. But yeah, just the 3 cards and 2 of them major arcana. So these are very significant shifts. Overall, we do have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I don't want to see, I don't want to see, I don't want to see. Don't make me look, don't make me look, don't make me do it, don't make me do it. With the Emperor. Again, not surprising. Excuse me, Mars energy. So Aries, Scorpio. Also Taurus from his reader, divine masculine energy. Wow, this is like so stubborn. This is so stubborn. And it's interesting because it's like what we're being shoved into is actually going to make us feel really good. It's actually going to really make us feel satisfied with all these like little hidden like cravings and desires of things we really want, right? But of course, some of that stuff is like indulging in anger and the shit that we probably shouldn't be feeding. Like, don't feed the bad wolf, right? For those who know that reference. But it actually feels really good. So those that are like fighting it, they're fighting it, getting more frustrated, getting more panicky, and still having these cravings. It's like they're gonna kind of lose it. Like it's honestly what I'm getting. They're going to kind of lose their shit here. Underneath the Emperor in reverse. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my. So this is going on behind the Emperor. We have Knight of Cups in reverse. Pisces could also be water or fire with the King of Swords in reverse. Aquarian energy could also be Gemini or Libra with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Capricorn energy could also be earth or water. Again, the desires or cravings, the things we really want, the things we don't allow ourselves to have, even if it means another person. This is weird. I'm almost getting a sense of like confusion around one's own feelings. Almost like, this is weird. This is really weird. Almost like being confused about love, like, is honestly what I'm getting with that. I mean, doesn't that just like screams that to me? Confused about the love I feel for somebody. Very confusing, very confusing, very confusing. So there's no approach to it. That's for some of you out there. That's just like, it's so blatantly obvious. It's just very, very weird to me. Now, we do have a play of masculine, feminine energy going on here. So I've said this in other videos. It's just a label. When we talk about masculine, feminine energy, in the reality we've lived in so far, we've needed labels. Our brains have needed labels to understand certain things. Now, as we ascend higher as a collective and as we integrate into the new earth frequency, we're not going to need these labels as much because we're just going to understand that everything just is. Everything just is. It just is what it is. And there is always ebb and flow to all energy, but breaking it up into different aspects doesn't always help because it's just energy, right? So the parts of ourselves we label as masculine energy, which is external, it's active, it's aggressive, it's the do. It's logical, it's tangible. Versus feminine energy, which is receptive, it's more internal, like introvert, extrovert, like you can look at it as a difference like that. That's intuition, it's also nurturing, it's also fertility, creation. Think anything that's internal and passive is what we label as feminine energy. There is a dance going on here where I feel like the masculine parts of ourselves, again, this will play out in your relationships as well, it is in a state of of emotional confusion. Like almost trying to figure out what they feel and why they feel it, right? And again, we're gonna have little parts of ourselves doing that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So while this confusion is going on, it's also trying to sort out how we really feel about other parts of ourselves. So this might feel a little bit like an internal conflict for some of us. Yeah, it's almost, yeah, okay. So we're gonna go through a little bit of self-judgment. We're gonna go through a little bit of that because we're confused as to why the feminine parts of ourselves are the way they are. All right, so there's gonna be a little bit of that, which will cause the resistance to being shoved into that frequency of unconditional love, which means loving ourselves, right? And just being okay with who we are, no matter what aspects we're analyzing or trying to psychoanalyze. I feel that. I feel like analyzation of just parts of ourselves, in a very judgmental way, which is no, it just is. It just is. You might even start to be confused as to the self-love you're experiencing because it's the first time you've experienced it. I'm also picking that up. That's not going to be for everybody. Everyone's in a different spot here. But yeah, some of the self-love you're starting to feel for yourself, it's almost confusing you. It's almost like, what is this? Am I being egotistical? It's going to cause a little confusion, which Neptune in retrograde can do, okay? But as far as external relationships, I definitely see Emperor masculine energy being very confused on why they care about somebody. That's the funniest thing to me. Anyway, we're being shoved through the portal, so we might as well just run with it. And like I said, those that really resist it, those that stay in that state of fear and confusion and feel like the world is falling apart around them, they're going to lash out. So just be very mindful of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's look at the Chariot in reverse and clarify that. Let's do Tarot Illuminati. I'm curious. Ooh, Queen of Swords in the, yeah, don't make me, I don't want it. Change, what is that? You gotta laugh at these sometimes. That's literally what I got from that. What is that? I don't want that. Play with the Chariot in reverse. A new way of being, what? All right, anyway, sorry. Play with the Chariot in reverse, please, for the collective regarding this energy shift. I can't get off of this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like, maybe I'm fixating a little bit. I can't get off of that. Why do I care about them? If you care about something, you just care about them. Play about Chariot in reverse. Play about Chariot in reverse for the collective, please. Now, like I said, guys, I do feel like the judgment of ourselves as well. Like as we fall more into self-love for ourselves, so we can actually manifest that externally, getting more into this higher frequency, there's going to be confusion because for a lot of you who are kind of new to the community, it's the first time you've ever felt it. And it's going to baffle you a little bit. It's gonna make your ego go like, whoa, what is this? Whoa, what are you up to now? Like, it's gonna make your ego freak out a little bit. And then you're going to try to analyze it, and you can't really analyze that kind of thing, you know? You're not going to really get an answer that makes sense. At least as regarding the programming you're used to running off of. Talk about the Chariot in reverse. Talk about the Chariot in reverse, please, for the collective. Talk about the Chariot in reverse. Okay, that feels good. This is still a new deck, so it's a little slippery. Playing with the Chariot in reverse for the collective. Resist, resist, resist. King of Cups in reverse. Scorpionic energy could also be water, air. Don't shove me into love. Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's actually kind of funny to me. It's a little comedic. This is just total resistance to feeling that love for the self and love for others and being happy. Like, the people who have a hard time just choosing happiness, they're gonna struggle through this energy. Which, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's literally what I'm getting. Don't shove me into love. Don't you do it. I don't want to feel. Tell me about Chariot in reverse. Tell me about Chariot in reverse, please. Tell me about Chariot in reverse. Wow. 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is total ego. Total ego and fear. Like, don't do it, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. What is it I'm feeling? Holy shit, I don't want to feel this. This feels uncomfortable. And for some, it really is just because it's the first time they're feeling it and it's making them very uncomfortable. And again, some of you are going to be in this boat, and that's going to be in the form of judging yourself for loving yourself. Like, you might even find people mirror this back to you, and they might tell you you're being egotistical. They might tell you you're kind of full of it, or they might try to like bash you for your happiness and feeling content within yourself. And that's just because they're in this resistance, and for some, they're mirroring this back to you as you're going through this period of judging yourself, okay? But yeah, yeah, this is just like, do not shove me, do not shove me, do not shove me. It's coming in. That's the thing, like, these people who are resisting, it's coming in. Like, I feel like it's gonna be out of their control. And it's gonna be healing if they let it happen, but the more they resist, the harder this is gonna be for them. Talking about Chariot in reverse. Talking about Chariot in reverse for the collective. Ooh, of course the Empress just came out. Talking about Chariot in reverse for the collective, please, regarding this energy shift. All right, now we have, ooh, the Princess of Wands and the Empress, which is Venusian, so Libra, Taurus, also divine feminine energy for me as a reader. So the Princess of Wands, the Empress, that is that fiery, indulgent, fun, exciting, flirty. It's all of that stuff that I was picking up on that's like been hidden and like repressed, and like I don't feed that wolf, 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 regarding feminine energy within ourselves. Okay, so again, more of like what I've just been saying, very repetitive energy. But as far as this is manifesting externally, this is about approaching those who sit dominantly in what we label as feminine energy. Okay, to people who play these roles. So, you know, mothers, wives, business owners who have more of an Empress-like approach to it. I just heard manager. Those who like to manage, but I'm getting with a soft hand. Oh no, gentle touch. Those who lead and manage, monitor, interesting, and support with a gentle touch, okay? Those who've been sitting in this frequency for a while. Now with Venus going direct, like I said, there's going to be this push into that kind of energy, push into the unconditional love that comes with feminine energy. I mean, it's there anyway, but now that feminine energy is coming out of a retrograde period, there can be this momentum as far as that part of you, that side of you that wants to just create and just nurture and be very intuitive. You know what I mean? Like to be within. And because there's going to be energy building up there, what we label as masculine energy, right? External, proactive, tangible, logical, external. There's going to be this push of that energy towards feminine energy. But the push is causing resistance because it feels big. It actually feels very intense. So the energy I was telling you about, like, oh my God, my world's caving in, or I'm suffocating, or like I'm drowning. Like it feels like that to those who are sitting in masculine energy, where this is playing out in your relationships. Because again, this is happening within you as well as your other relationships. But those who sit in masculine energy, it's like they're the ones being pushed forward towards feminine energies, and it's freaking them out. All right. Overall, we do have 3 of Swords in reverse, Libra energy, which is healing. And like I said, it will be very healing if they just let it happen. All right. Again, within all of us and with other people. So just surrender to it. If you start to judge yourself, just check yourself why you're judging yourself, where that's coming from. If you start to just feel overwhelmed by love and emotion and acceptance, like just let it happen, even if it's very uncomfortable, even if it's the first time you're experiencing it, because it will be very healing. Underneath that, we do have the 5 of Wands in reverse, Leo energy, ending the inner conflict as well, ending like a push-pull with these different aspects of yourself. And also it's going to clear up conflicts or tensions you've had with people if you surrender to it. And if you don't, there's just gonna be more tension and conflict anyway, okay? All right, moving forward. The world with the Ace of Wands. So the world, like I said, it's just acting as like a new cycle, a new portal. It's what we're being pushed through and pushed into. So I'm not gonna clarify that, but I will look at the Ace of Wands. And then we'll do another spread. We'll do Gilded. All the decks I use are linked below, by the way. Start with the Ace of Wands. Start with the Ace of Wands for the collective regarding this energy shift. Start with the Ace of Wands. Whoop. For the collective regarding this energy shift. Okay, let's see. Ooh, oh boy, the Devil. I guess I shouldn't be surprised this came out because it's all, you know, getting all this like desire and temptation and all that stuff. Capricorn energy with the 4 of Cups in reverse, Cancer with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, yeah, this is a lot about what we've really suppressed and what we really desire, what we really crave. It feels very intense and overwhelming, maybe even what we would obsess over if we allowed ourselves to. There's going to be obsession coming up as well. Yeah, especially with the 4 of Cups in reverse. That's like 4 of Cups in reverse is rejecting that. Rejecting our deepest desires, rejecting our deepest cravings and indulgences and things of that nature. Now, again, just check yourself before you indulge in these things and enable these things, that some of these things you need to. Like some of these things have been like creative outlets or taking risks in your life that your soul's been like, you need to do this, like you need to do this, and you just put it on hold because of whatever programming told you to, right? Or whatever fear got in the way that told you not to. But some of them are things that can really distract you, okay? So try to practice your discernment. Try to practice your discernment when it comes to these deeply repressed desires and you know, temptations and all of that as you go about basically letting that part of you out to play. I feel encouragement to let that part out of you to play. You have to practice discernment on what parts are okay to play. You know what I mean? I think you guys know what I'm trying to get at. All right, let's keep going. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. Tell me about the Ace of Wands, please, for the collective regarding this energy shift. Ooh. So we got the Page of Swords with the Magician. Mercurial energy could also be Virgo, Gemini, also Aquarius, Scorpio for me as a reader. Divine masculine energy. Yeah, again, practicing discernment and figuring out, trying to analyze exactly how to go about letting your inner devil out to play. Again, the devil's not necessarily a bad card. It represents a lot of things, right? And like I said, there's some of these things that are worth indulging in. Like, you know, repressing a lot of who we are and a lot of what we want isn't always healthy. Like if you've been wanting to travel, let's say you've been wanting to travel and you told yourself, no, I can't because like spending that kind of money is wrong, or, you know, I can't go see the world because, you know, my family will hate me for it or whatever. If it's been like that, go travel, you know what I mean? But if you've been like, you know, wanting to go on a drinking binge for 2 weeks, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You know, you know what I mean? So practice your discernment with letting the part out of you that wants to go and play and indulge, because for some of you, it will pay off because you are supposed to indulge in some of these things. Overall, we do have the King of Wands in reverse. So Leo energy could also be air or fire. This energy makes me nervous. Sorry. This energy makes me a little nervous. I do feel accusations of selfishness. I do feel that. But like I said, practice your discernment and you're going to be fine here. Why is this energy bothering me so much? Unpredictable. Oh, maybe that's what it is. It's like letting this part of you out to play makes you a little bit more unpredictable, and that makes people around you kind of nervous, okay? Remember, interesting, earlier I saw the Queen of Wands. Now I have the King of Wands. Underneath that, we do the Six of Swords in reverse. Aquarian energy with the Fool. There's the risk. Aries energy could also be Aquarius. A lot of aqua going on here because this is a Uranus card. Now, if I could pick this up. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It's like this energy represents how we are repressing, and we just want to play. We just want to indulge. We just want to have fun. We just want to feel good. We just want to feel good. And with the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like the inability to do that. But all it takes is just a leap of faith and a risk, a little gamble on what happens when you let that wild part out of you, out of the cage. Just know which wild part of you you're letting out, okay? Okay? Okay. All right. Interesting. And so externally, this could manifest as somebody indulging in their feelings or passions for another person, obviously, if this is playing out between you and other people. Or it could be some creative ideas with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands here coming out and being like, hey, you know, we've talked about this for a long time. Let's just do it. Let's just do something crazy and let's just do it. You know, it could even come out that way. But I do feel externally with relationships, it does feel like masculine energy is being forced forward into love, into emotion, and into feeling, and towards people they really feel that for, even if they've repressed it, okay? And because their programming is basically falling apart around them. That's how it feels, like their reality is falling apart around them. And it scares the hell out of them. They'll lash out, they'll be aggressive, expect fights, all that stuff, until they surrender. Those who surrender, it's gonna be a fun ride, okay? Okay, let's do another spread. Where are we at? Oh, 33 minutes, it's not too bad. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna do my combined oracle decks. Let me just get these cards off the board. Let's see what this has to say. So for those who are new, I combined, hold on. You don't wanna see that. Okay. I combined the Starseed Oracle and the Angels and Ancestors deck. I love it. It's been amazing so far. Almost can't stop using it. So let's see what this has to say. Any different messages for the collective, please, regarding this energy shift? Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Any different messages for them, please? a big deck, so it takes me a little while to shuffle. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Cancers, to my June Cancers who are watching. Or I guess whenever you come across this. I don't know what ability to say it like that, but it is June, so happy birthday, Cancers. Don't worry, I'll be doing your bonus birthday reading probably in July, most likely. I probably won't be doing it in June. Okay. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Any different messages, please? Ooh. Emperor. Not surprised this came out. So this is the Lord card, like I said, also known as the Emperor. Take charge with authority. Wow. Okay. Yeah, those who surrender, you're gonna have that like, oh, I do need to let this part of me out. And those that are resisting, it's because they're not indulging in the things that they're actually supposed to be indulging and allowing themselves to feel, that they're getting angry. All right. So like that, they want me to really distinguish that for you guys. Those who surrender and ride out this ride of being shoved into the frequency of love, shoved into higher frequencies, and they don't resist it, they let it flow, they will start to let aspects out of the cage of themselves that want to indulge and have desires and cravings. And again, that's not always bad, and everything in moderation, but for some of you, you've actually repressed parts of what you're supposed to create because of that, right? So let that out to play. Now, those who resist, who are going to panic and feel like they're drowning or suffocating, or like they're having a tower moment, or their world is caving in around them, or their programming is being shattered, they're actually going to become very angry and very volatile, very agitated, very frustrated, very short-tempered, because they're not letting these aspects out to play. They're not allowing themselves to feel really the frequency that they're being pushed into, okay? Anyway, Lord, let's see what else comes out. Oh, that's too many. Can I get less cards, please? Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? I'll take this one. Oh my God. It's the surrender card. Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding the opposites. Holding the opposites. Extremes of life. That is like so perfect for this. I mean, I feel like I've already talked about this, but that's totally what it is. It's just surrender to it, give into it. It's basically allowing yourself to really feel more of what's been lurking in your shadow than you've realized, right? And that's only going to help you. It's actually going to feel really fucking good. It might feel uncomfortable because you're not used to it for those who are newly like waking up. Those who like been in it for a while, this is just gonna feel like a fun ride, okay? You're gonna have a lot of opportunities to be more creative and to be a little bit more wild and really love life and really live it, okay? Now, of course, like I said, this play of masculine and feminine energy is going to be playing out where we have feminine energy coming out of a retrograde period. Again, these are just labels for energy within us, okay? So that's what's going on within you guys, where you have feminine aspects of yourselves are now coming out of retrograde. They're now coming out of a period of review, of recovery, of rest. And it's almost like they're waking up a little bit more and like ready to do, ready to create, right? Ready to really step into more active energy. I'll say it that way. And the masculine parts of ourselves need to be there for that, need to be present for that. Almost like masculine parts of yourselves are observing the feminine parts of yourselves. And for some of you where there's more work to be done, or like you're stepping into that loving frequency, you'll start to judge yourself for that, but don't. And if you do, just check yourself as to why. But that's what this is. Just surrender. Just surrender and give in. I'm hearing acceptance as well. All right, let's see what else we got. This came flying out. The lady. The Empress, the Lord and the Lady go together. Oh my God, this is too perfect. You see how fat this deck is. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Surrender to the parts of yourselves that you've been repressing, okay? You have the Empress, feminine parts of yourselves. You have the masculine Emperor parts of yourselves. Let those energies surrender into balance is really what this is. It's a merging that's happening. It's part of the integration that's happening. Let it happen. let it happen. Okay, this is going to be happening within you, like I said, and also externally within your relationships. But those that resist this will fall into anger, will fall into lashing out. They're going to panic. They're going to have anxiety. They're going to feel like they're suffocating, like they're drowning. They're going to have a really hard time. All right, just surrender into this, because it's going to feel so good. And this card is about rewards. It's about gifts. It's about blessings. It's about abundance. It's about having, I mean, it's basically very explicit on the card. It's like you're getting your rewards for your hard work. So just let it happen. That is so funny that came out like that. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Now, of course, if this is also manifesting within your relationships with people, it is about giving in and just being all of who you are with all of who they are, even if it's a friend, a family member, a lover, whoever, right? It's allowing that total vulnerability and just like holding the arms, right? Like, this is me. Well, this is me too. And we're just being, and it feels really damn good. There's no judgment. There's no nothing. You're just shoved into that frequency of acceptance and unconditional love and understanding. And it feels really good. So just let it happen. All right, now we have, oh my God, this is like screaming counterpart nonsense. Mirror Guardian, time to reflect. Yeah, I really feel like it's also just about seeing how we're all connected and how we are basically all aspects of ourselves, right? Like, we're all part of the singular consciousness as a collective. We just are fragmented because we're in a, you know, 3-dimensional reality. We're moving into like 4D, 5D, and eventually we'll ascend further after that. But yeah. Just surrender to each other. What did I just say? I am just me. Here's all of me. Well, here's all of me. It's like you really are just mirroring. Oh, that's so funny. I just put them in opposite positions on the board. You're just mirroring each other back to each other in that frequency of love. And if you can do that, and when I say love, I don't mean like cheesy, ooey gooey romantic love. Like, no, I just mean the frequency of complete acceptance and understanding. Like, that's really what it is. That's really like what that frequency is. And that's why it's not a judgmental energy, because it's pure acceptance, right? God, it's actually really beautiful when I'm like really thinking about it that way. But yeah, as far as like relationships, it's acceptance. It's acceptance of who people are in your life and them accepting you for those who can flow in that frequency. But that's why Mirror Guardian is here. All right. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? And as I said, this is happening within yourself first, and then with the people around you, as far as like the acceptance part. So again, if you start to feel that judgmental crap coming in within you, check yourself. Check yourself. Just think of this as the check in yourself card. Excuse me. Because it is like a part of you, like your masculine energy judging your feminine energy. And it can be vice versa. I feel like it's actually more masculine judging the feminine. Again, what we label as masculine and feminine energy. But yeah, if you're starting to judge yourself during this time period, that's all it is. That's all it is. You're moving into a frequency you're not used to, and the ego is kind of freaking out. The mental mind's kind of freaking out. Just surrender to what it is you're feeling. And what it is you want to do. Because remember, it's also about desires and letting yourself out of the cage a little bit as far as like what you actually want and crave and what's going to feel good, what's going to feel right. On the bottom, ooh, we've got seer, see beyond. See beyond the current situation. See beyond the judgments. See beyond the lashing out, the aggressive acts you're going to be coming across. How people can deal with it, how people can't deal with it. See beyond like the typical 3D crap that you're seeing and experiencing, and dive deeper into what it is that's actually going on energetically within yourself and how that's being mirrored back to you from your own reality, okay? Our reality is really just a reflection of what's going on with us. I know it's like sometimes hard for people who are just waking up to wrap their heads around that, but that is what our reality is. We make our reality what we want, and that's also how we manifest. It all comes from within. It all comes from within. So those of you who are on the counterpart track, who want your person, it starts here. It starts here. And it's time to see that. It's time to recognize that, okay? God, I don't want to clarify any of this. It's like almost too perfect. I guess we could fall into my arms. Fall into my arms. It reminds me of the Leo reading I did, actually, for the check-in. The hold me. Kind of reminds me of that one. Let's clarify fall into my arms, and then we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna use Honest Truth deck. I'm about fall into my arms. Okay, I just saw the card underneath the seer. I just glanced at it. I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm not gonna put it on the board, but what have I been saying about this new wave that's integrating? This is all part of it. This is all part of like the new wave integrating and the ripple effect it has on the collective, right? Trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. You're not actually drowning. The world is not actually falling apart. And all this work that you've done and the rewards you think you're supposed to get is happening in the time and way it's supposed to have happened. That was bad grammar, but you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta talk about that. All right, so I'll fall into my arms. Yeah, okay, so as you guys can tell, I hate talking about masculine and feminine like they're separate. I hate talking about it like that, but I understand that's a part of a lot of people's reality still, so I have to talk about it this way. So for those where that is your reality, where masculine and feminine are separate, you haven't reached unity consciousness quite yet, there is this like aggravation and jealousy coming from masculine energy regarding feminine energy getting this like power surge, okay? I'm getting that feminine energy is getting this like power surge, and it is because a retrograde is ending. It is because of that. Also, we have a lot of Cancerian energy as well, kind of supporting feminine energy. Now, as that's happening, there's a need to let go of that. Damn it. I forgot I'm on my phone, and I forgot that like after 45 minutes or so, it makes a second video. So I'm stitching these, as you already know. Anyway, let's move forward. So as I was saying, so there's this jealousy and aggravation coming from masculine energy. They need to let go of that and surrender that, release it, and like recognize like where that's coming from, and just kind of come in and step into their role that they're supposed to be playing in the dynamic. Honestly. And it kind of plays on what I was getting before. In the new moon Cancer video, and I think even before that, where there's kind of like this coming in and protecting and coming in and providing for feminine energies. Like that's what needs to happen, but the ego mind is freaking out for masculine energies within us and externally. That's where like the jealousy and anger and frustrations coming in, that needs to be let go of for them to actually step into their role in the dynamic and come in and provide and protect and create structure. Oh my God, I love what they just showed me. They just showed me like a little protective like house structure, but it was just the foundation. Like that's literally what they're supposed to be doing. Like come in, build like a little safety structure around the feminine energy, and then the feminine energy can create, can bring something to life, bring to life whatever they need to. It's like time to finally fulfill that role. Anyway, time about falling into my arms. Time about falling to my arms, please. And again, you'll be doing this for yourself first, and this will start to play out in your relationships. Time about fall into my arms, please. Time about fall into my arms, please. Yes, some of you are really, okay. I gotta talk to the people who are in the counterpart boat because you guys are yelling at me. Your higher selves are screaming at me, not in a bad way, but like I can feel your frustration as to like, why am I not in union with my person? Look, your own journey is your own journey, regardless of what boat or box or category or label you're trying to put yourself in and you're trying to put your connection with people in. It doesn't matter what you identify as, your journey is always going to be unique compared to everyone else in the world. It just is. Sorry, I know I'm saying this really bluntly. I just realized I'm saying that very, very bluntly. But it just is. It just is. We all have a different journey for a very different reason. You cannot compare what you experience in your life, even outside of like counterpart stuff. You cannot compare yourself to other people regarding experiences. You have unique experiences because you have a unique role and you are a unique cog in the machine, and you will recognize that when you need to, okay? So I just had to say that for those who are yelling at me. Okay, Can we get into fall into my arms, please? Can I fall into my arms? Can I fall into my arms? So with Cancer season, I also talked about this. There's going to be revisiting codependency and attachment. I guess that is what I was just feeling with that frustration of why hasn't this happened yet? Why hasn't this happened yet? You're attaching to it. You're attaching to it. So I don't fall into my arms. Okay. Anyway, so I don't fall into my arms, please, for the collective. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. Maybe that's also why I was feeling that. When's the change? When's the change gonna happen? Change, right here. Quite literally the turning point of surrender, of total surrender, no longer resisting, you know, calming the ego, calming the reptile monkey mind, and just allowing yourselves to feel and surrender to what it is you're feeling, because we are being pushed into this loving frequency. Okay. Now we have, oh wow, Eight of Wands in reverse, Sag energy with the Three of Cups in reverse, Cancer. Yeah, okay, I guess that's why I had to talk about what I just talked about, because that's exactly what I'm feeling here. Like, why are we not together? Why am I not unified within myself? Or why am I not in union with the person I've labeled as my counterpart? All of that stuff. Why? Because there needs to be a letting go. There needs to be a surrender, which is acceptance, which is stepping into the frequency of unconditional love and just letting things be as they need to be. Stepping into the energy of flow. And that's what will change things. That is what will turn the tide if you are in the boat of frustration. Time to fall into my arms, please, for the collective regarding this energy shift. Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. I'm actually hearing the word mending. Mending, repairing, building. This is basically getting together with another person or many people and starting a plan of action. It's teamwork and collaboration. Overall, we have the Six of Pentacles, Taurian energy. Ooh, very nice. With the Six of Cups, Scorpionic energy. Finding the balance within ourselves at a soul level first, okay? We have to become united within ourselves first if we really want union externally, okay? That's just how energy works. That's how our reality functions. And then again, that's also how manifestation functions as well. But that's really what I'm getting with that. That's really what I'm getting with that. And it can happen. Again, it's just about needing to surrender. You gotta surrender. Okay? All right. All right, guys. That's it. Sorry I got a little carried away with the bluntness. I was just really feeling it. I was just like, let me repeat this lesson. So I apologize for that if I offended anybody, but I hope that these readings were helpful and insightful. Don't forget to check out Vimeo on Patreon, and I will see you guys later. Like I said, I'll be doing an energy shift reading after Mars goes into Aries to talk about that, because that's going to be a very important shift for the rest of 2020. Okay. And like I said, 26th, 27th, if you can avoid being around people, I probably would try, just from the volatility I was feeling with that aspect. But we're already kind of feeling that a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you, Mercury. I'm going to go. Have a good night, guys. Namaste.